And I think, one of the great things about Skillet that after so many years, you have still great connection with younger audience, that there are people on your shows that, were not even born when you started, right?
Watch it.
Yeah.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, you're correct. It's amazing. I mean, Skillet has become, what we call an intergenerational band, but I think the reason that's so surprising is because Skillet is not, in English, we would say Skillet is not necessarily a household name. In other words, we're not as popular as most intergenerational bands like Metallica or Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin or something like that. We're obviously not near of the stature of those bands. And so to be the level we are, and that's not to say that Skillet isn't popular or hasn't done well, but you got to know your place. You'll never be Metallica. Just, you got to know it. And we're not YouTube. But there really is an intergenerational thing, and I think that happens probably for a lot of reasons. Some of them I don't know, but I think some of the reasons is because I think the Skillet, we write our songs about what is happening in the world right now. It's not just songs that only older people can relate to, or my own generation can relate to. I think younger generations, they see it because we write about the things they're going through. And I think there's a genuine, I don't know, I think the Skillet's been willing to try, for better or for worse, Skillet has been willing to try new and fresh recording techniques, songwriting techniques, keyboard sounds, bringing things into rock music that I think for a while some rock bands, again, for better or for worse, really didn't want to try that. I think they felt, I don't know what they felt, but they thought it didn't belong in rock music. And that would be things like we have, my drummer Jen, she sings. So we have girls singing sometimes. That's more popular now, but 20 years ago, there weren't a lot of girls singing in metal. We had a girl drummer. We had a girl guitar player. There wasn't much of that. We had piano, violins. There were things that people just didn't expect. And not to mention, Skillet has a very positive, spiritual, we kind of vibe. We write a lot of spiritual songs and a lot of very positive songs. And when we first came out in the early 2000s, there wasn't a lot of positivity in rock music. And I think that was looked at as sort of like not very rock and roll thing to do. But we were being genuine, and that's who we are. And so now, 20 years later, positivity is very in style, and a lot of young people like that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like you like to experiment with new sounds, new stuff, and I think that's very important. I think in the world of hip hop, it's more prominent that rappers, even older rappers, they always releasing like something new. They're chasing new sounds. There's this element of nostalgia. It's not very prominent in the rap music, unlike in rock music, where you often have like bands playing their biggest hits from 30 or 40 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. And it's pretty difficult. Like when you're playing a show, as a band, you really, really want to play new music. You're like, yeah. I got to play those new songs because it's fun, and you created them and you want people to hear it. But you got to play those hit songs as well. And I think that Skillet has been really just blessed. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. We have a lot of gratitude because I'm amazed that so many new fans are listening. Every show we play, like when we come in to Poland and stuff, we will have people there who say, I've only just heard of Skillet last year. They thought we were a new band. Sometimes people go, oh man, I love you guys. I have both your records. I've got both your records. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But it is cool.
See the back catalog. Okay, I got something to listen to, yeah.
Yeah, what about the other 9?
Yeah.
But it really, I'm grateful because it means that they're not just listening to the old music, they're listening to the new music as well. And that's awesome. What a great thing to do. I get to play music all over the world. I'm very grateful.